Hello everyone, PenguinSal here again, and today we would like to discuss 5 demos from the game devs of Color Expo you may have missed. Steam recently started this showcase for minority game developers, and I think it's an awesome idea to highlight and showcase some of the new and upcoming games. The first demo we'd like to talk about today is called Order Automatica. The developer actually reached out to us ahead of time so we could play the demo a few days before it released on September 20th for the showcase. Order Automatica is an auto battler that plays out pretty similarly to something like Super Auto Pets in that you and your opponent select troops and equipment items in between rounds before facing off against one another. You each can select up to 9 troops, which will randomly attack troops in the enemy's front row, and whichever player has the last troop remaining at the end wins. This continues until either player runs out of hearts. The game takes place over 3 acts, with each act implementing a new mechanic into the game. The game also appears to have an interesting psychological story that the developer says is inspired by Inscription, so that will be something to note. Order Automatica is being developed and published by New Beings, with this being their second game to release on Steam, joining Robot Island. While no release information is listed on Steam, feel free to find a link for the game down in the description of this video if you feel like keeping track of this one. The second demo we'd like to highlight today is called A Space for the Unbound. A Space for the Unbound is a captivating adventure game that feels honestly more like an anime movie than a regular video game, with its well-crafted characters and heartfelt dialogue. You play as Atma, a young man who is trying to help his friend finish writing her book, who has to delve into the hearts of people around him in order to clear away their problems. The demo leaves off on a real cliffhanger too, so you may need to get the full version of this one if you want to learn more about it. A Space for the Unbound is developed by Mojiken, who has put out such games as Banyu Lintar Angin, Divination, and When the Past Was Around. The publisher for A Space for the Unbound is Toge Productions, who helped market Veneris Tactics, Rising Hell, and Coffee Talk, among others. The full version of A Space for the Unbound released on January 19th of this year, and has since gone on to claim overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam, making this an experience you do not want to miss. The third demo that you may have missed from this showcase is called SokoBond Express. SokoBond Express is an interesting SokoBond-type puzzle game where you must connect elements on the board while following specific rules about the number of connected elements and the order in which they can be connected. SokoBond Express also aims to teach you a little bit about chemistry, as each level is accompanied by a small scientific factoid that you may have been unaware of. While the demo only had about 10 levels to showcase, there were enough thought-provoking mechanics in this one to promote its depth, making it something to consider checking out for any puzzle fan. SokoBond Express is the debut game for developer Jose Hernandez, who is working alongside developer/publisher Draknek and Friends, who have released such games as A Good Snowman is Hard to Build, Bonfire Peaks, and A Monster's Expedition. SokoBond Express is listed as having a release in 2023, so it may not be long before you can check this one out. Our fourth demo to discuss today is the brilliantly titled Roguenarok. Roguenarok is a top-down action roguelite that seems to take heavy inspiration from games like Brotato, both in its charming cartoon design and its weapon-centric wave-based gameplay. What stands out here in Roguenarok is that the player is shown a small roster of the enemies that they will encounter each run ahead of time, so that they may choose a character to play that directly counters the opposition, in that if the enemies all have high physical resistances, you can opt to play an arcane-focused character that nullifies said defenses. The demo comes equipped with 8 characters to choose from, each with unique abilities to unlock as the rounds progress, and several different story missions to overcome, allowing for a bit of variety in the types of enemies and bosses that you'll encounter during each run. Roguenarok is the debut game for developer and publisher Fishbum Dev, and is only listed on Steam as coming soon, so the best way to follow along with this one is through an official wishlist. The final demo we would like to showcase today is called Spell Disks. Spell Disks is also a top-down action roguelite, but with a heavier emphasis on different spells. The unique selling point of Spell Disk is that during your runs, you can unlock disks, which allow you to trigger your active spells through various actions, like say, if you damage an enemy with a fire elemental attack, it will activate, essentially allowing you to chain spells to activate passively. There seems to be a large amount of unique synergies that can be created in this game, promising to keep the runs feeling fresh. Spell Disks is being developed and published by Sun Peak Games, and looks to be their debut title. If you feel like trying out Spell Disks, it did just release on Steam on September 18th. These are only a few of the demos that are currently being showcased during Steam's Game Devs of Color Expo, so I'll continue to try to keep everyone updated on some of the ones that I try out, but make sure to check out the page on Steam to get a look for yourself at all the games being highlighted. If you want to check out any of the demos discussed in this video, there are links for each down in the description below the video. Feel free to subscribe if you've not done so already, and comment down below and let me know if you checked out any really cool games during this expo. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.